Tom Cruise has finally spoken about Nicole Kidman's divorce from Keith Urban, but in true Tom fashion, he hasn't said a single thing. And somehow, that silence feels louder and colder than any headline ever could. As Nicole moves forward with her divorce after 19 years of marriage to Keith, citing the same irreconcilable differences that ended her relationship with Tom 24 years ago. Her former husband continues to maintain the same icy, calculated quiet he's held for nearly 25 years. Here's the unexpected twist. A 2001 clip of Nicole has recently resurfaced and gone viral. Only 6 months after Tom finalized their divorce, she appeared on David Letterman and cracked a joke that, looking back, wasn't really funny at all. It carried a lot more weight than anyone realized.
Well, I can wear heels now.
That moment is blowing up online right now. What it exposes about Tom's 24-year silence, the unsettling similarities between Nicole's two divorces, and the pattern she seems unable to escape, is far darker than anyone realized. Tom's quiet isn't just about ignoring his ex, it's about completely removing her from his story. Nicole's split from Keith shows that she's been confronting the same painful reality for a second time. The viral clip is from August 2001. Nicole was on The Late Show with David Letterman to promote The Others, when Letterman opened with, "You look fantastic. I heard you're getting divorced. How's that going?" Nicole gave an awkward laugh when Letterman mentioned that everyone had been asking about the breakup. Nicole smiled and delivered the line that would come to define her life after Tom. "Well, I can wear heels now. Well, I can finally wear heels." The crowd went wild. Nicole held up her shoe, gave a sly grin, and quickly added, "Let's move on." Think about that for a moment. Nicole is 5'11" and Tom is 5'7". That line wasn't just about shoes. It symbolized her reclaiming space and confidence after years of minimizing herself. The clip is resurfacing because the similarities between Nicole's 2001 divorce from Tom and her 2025 breakup from Keith are striking. Both marriages ended due to irreconcilable differences. Both were impacted by careers pulling them in different directions. And in both cases, Nicole was caught off guard, struggling to save the relationship while her partner had already emotionally checked out. And here's the striking part. In both divorces, her former husband's silence has been overwhelming. Let's unpack what Nicole really meant back in 2001, because the "I can wear heels now" line revealed so much about her marriage. When she said she could wear heels again, it wasn't a joke about height, it was her saying, "I can stand tall. I can be seen. I don't have to shrink myself to make someone else comfortable." What surprised many was her later admission that she had sacrificed essential parts of herself for Tom. In a 2002 Vanity Fair interview, she said, "I was willing to give up everything. I was completely wrapped up in Tom, and I loved it, and I would have gone to the ends of the earth. That meant giving up things that were very important to me. Read that carefully." Her love was so intense she was ready to vanish. By 2006, 5 years after the split, she reflected, "It was a major shock, but he was wonderful to me and I loved him. I still love him, even after half a decade." Her feelings remained, while Tom had never once publicly spoken about her. In 2015, she confessed, "It took me a long time to heal. It completely shook me." The "I can wear heels now" comment wasn't about victory, it was about survival. It was Nicole reclaiming herself after a decade of shrinking to fit someone else. Someone who left without explanation. And now that joke is gaining attention. Again, because people are spotting the same pattern with Keith. Tom filed for divorce on February 5, 2001. From that moment until today, 24 years later, he has barely said a word about Nicole. Here's the public record. 2001 to 2002 for nothing. When questions about the divorce came up, his team simply cited irreconcilable differences. Tom himself stayed silent. In 2006, Tom Cruise married Katie Holmes and, of course, made that unforgettable Oprah moment, jumping on the couch and gushing about his love. Nicole Kidman? Not a single mention, as if the entire decade they spent together had simply vanished. Fast forward to 2012. Katie divorces him. The media circus explodes. And yet Tom doesn't once acknowledge any recurring pattern of wives leaving him. Then in May 2025, talking about Eyes Wide Shut, he drops a line about Nicole. I suggested Nicole play the role because obviously she's a great actress. That's it. 3 words. 24 years of silence distilled into a single throwaway comment. And now, with Nicole filing for divorce from Keith Urban, Tom stays silent once again. Silence isn't neutral, it's deliberate erasure. Meanwhile, the parallels between Nicole's 2 divorces are uncanny. Tom in 2001, careers clashing. He files, Nicole shocked. I still love him. Keith in 2025, lives pulling apart. He moves first. Nicole fights to save it. In both cases, her husbands were emotionally gone before the ink dried, leaving Nicole to manage the wreckage alone. And for Tom, she sacrificed herself, minimized her life, and gave everything, only to be erased from his story. All of these reflections show that Nicole has spent decades trying to make sense of why she gives her all to men who give nothing in return. So why has Tom never broken his long-standing silence? There are a few possibilities. Theory 1. Scientology. Nicole is considered a suppressive person by the church. Their adopted children reportedly sided with Tom over her, and speaking kindly about her could contradict church rules. Theory 2. Legal restrictions. Their divorce likely contained confidentiality agreements preventing either party from publicly discussing their marriage. Theory 3. He's moved on. Tom may simply see Nicole as part of the distant past, no longer worthy of comment. Theory 4. The harshest truth. Sources suggest Tom no longer regards Nicole as part of his personal narrative. He has essentially rewritten his story, erasing a decade as if it never existed. What makes this truly unsettling is that when Tom Cruise decides someone is done, they disappear not only from his present, but from his past too. Maintaining 24 years of complete silence about a person with whom he shared a life and children isn't ordinary reflection. It's a deliberate act of erasure. Tom's quietness isn't just about his split from Nicole, it also serves as a blueprint for what unfolded with Keith. His silence revealed that he had already checked out emotionally long before the divorce papers were filed. Keith followed the same script. He signed the custody arrangement in August, giving Nicole nearly full parenting time for their daughters 2 months before the public was aware of the divorce. During that time, Keith remained entirely silent. No social media mentions, no interviews, no acknowledgement of Nicole. He quietly moved on, continuing his life as if nothing had shifted. By the time Nicole officially filed on September 30th, Keith had already emotionally detached, mirroring Tom's actions 2 decades earlier. Both men showed the ability to fully disengage. They could decide a marriage was over and proceed without discussion, reflection, or even recognition of Nicole's presence. Meanwhile, in both situations, Nicole was struggling to save a relationship that was already gone. Her 2024 remark now reads almost like a self-warning. You're heading for trouble if you consider yourselves the perfect couple. I'm not a believer in perfect. She seemed aware, on some level, that Keith had emotionally checked out, just as Tom had years before. Both men demonstrated that the cruelest response isn't anger or confrontation, it's silence. The complete erasure of your existence. Tom Cruise has not commented on Nicole Kidman's divorce from Keith Urban, and it's unlikely he ever will. His 24 years of silence speak far louder than any statement ever could. They show a man capable of total emotional erasure. Someone who can spend 10 years with a person and then behave as if none of it ever existed. When Nicole quipped that she could wear heels now, she wasn't referring to shoes. She was reclaiming herself, standing tall again, asserting her presence after years of shrinking to fit someone else's world. The joke has gone viral again because the pattern is repeating. Another marriage ends in absence. Another husband emotionally checked out before leaving physically. Tom's 24-year silence toward Nicole mirrors Keith's constant touring. Both men revealed a fundamental inability to truly show up. And when they exit, They do it with such complete quiet that you can't help but wonder if you ever mattered at all. Here's a reality few want to confront. Nicole has endured divorce from silence twice. First in 2001, when Tom left without explanation. Again in 2025, when Keith walked away and carried on as if their marriage had already ended. And silence, in both cases, spoke louder than any words could. Tom's quiet will likely persist for the rest of his life because acknowledging Nicole would mean admitting she mattered, and Tom Cruise doesn't do that. So the real question remains, will he ever speak about her? Or is silence the only statement he'll ever make? And why does Nicole repeatedly choose men capable of disappearing without a word? Perhaps Tom's silence isn't the main story. Maybe the story is Nicole herself returning, time and again, to men who vanish while standing right beside her.